Art is expression, and the art of art, you know, the power of art, what gives art its pertinence is when people are pushing it.
Hi, I'm Paul Roberts, the founder of Fashion Industry Broadcast. I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. It really helps a lot. My team and I would love to hear from you in the comments section what you thought of this video, what else you would like to see, if you've got any ideas for stories, and we'd love to chat with you back.
The beauty of being an artist is keeping up with your own evolutionary upstairs. If you're evolving, then you're in a great place. But sometimes stagnance can come from worrying about other things that have nothing to do with your creativity. I wouldn't suggest it.
Pharrell is an artist that truly transcends the boundaries of the game. And he has become a force of nature, a force to be reckoned with in so many different worlds of creative pursuit. Not only in music, but in fashion, in beauty, social advocacy, environmental advocacy. He is really a Renaissance man. From his humble beginnings in Virginia Beach in America, his ascent as a multi-hyphenate industry icon has been nothing short of incredible. He's continuously pushed the envelope, involving his sound and his style, while influencing countless others. Now this film is going to explore Pharrell's meteoric rise in both music and fashion, and it highlights some of the key moments and collections that have come to define his career. Now he was born on April the 5th in 1973 in Virginia Beach. He was born Pharrell Lanscilo Williams, and he showed an early interest in music, participating in school bands and attending the Governor's School for the Arts. His big break came in the early 1990s when he formed the seminal group The Neptunes with his childhood friend Chad Hugo.
When I met Pharrell Williams, he was an aspiring rapper, songwriter, and producer, and we got together and made some music, recorded music back in my home. I think at the time I was experimenting with mic feedback, 808s, and...
He's a genius, and I learned a lot from him, and I still do.
The duo quickly gained recognition for the unique production style, blending hip-hop, R&B, electronica, to create a sound that was really quite fresh and innovative.
Fan walked up and was like, yeah man, I love that Neptune sound. I said, well, what's the Neptune sound? He's like, that snare and you know, that sound, which was the clavinet. And so I just made a mental note to never do that again.
If they had a like satin voice, what would it sound like against granite versus cotton? You know, if they have like a crazy like diamond voice, what does it sound like, you know, dropped in Jello?
Chad and I, we're trying, still studying it. You know, I think what we prided ourselves on is like trying to find something different and new and trying to find harmony in it and how we could make it relate back to our everyday lives.
As the Neptunes, Pharrell and Hugo produced hits for a variety of artists, including Jay-Z, Britney Spears, and Nelly. In 2003, they won the Producer of the Year, further solidifying their status as influential tastemakers in the music industry.
Man, thanks, man. Star Trek is definitely here. Star Trek. Yo, we want to thank the 7 cities, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Suffolk, Hampton, Newport News.
VA 757-804.
Hey, yo, and the Source again, man, for nominating us and recognizing us, man. Just know Star Trek is on the rise. It's starting out slow,
but the Clips, Khalees, NERD, you can't be me, I'm a rock star.
And it was Pharrell's distinct falsetto vocals and melodic hooks that became the signature elements of his sound, making him a much sought-after collaborator in the music industry.
I'm like, I just started hearing your name with all of these different dope beats. I'm like, man, I gotta work with that motherfucker right there. And that's when I was in to go find that young dope nigga and work with him.
Right.
Like I was thriving on that, and you was ahead of everybody else because you had music that fit everybody. It was tri-coastal, it wasn't bi-coastal. For real.
In addition to his role and success with the Neptunes, he ventured into a solo career, releasing a debut album, In My Mind, in 2006.
It's good just being around my homeboys or whatever and seeing like all the local, warm Virginian people.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? I'm all right. Hey, say something to this girl on the phone real quick for me, man.
What's up, shorty? It's Pink. Yes, sir.
Now we headed to Atlanta to promote my album, which is called In My Mind. I had to take a jet down to ATL, do this performance. That's supposed to be 5,000 women.
I think you're so talented.
And this album showcased the versatility as a songwriter and performer, performing collaborations with none other than Kanye West, Gwen Stefani, Nelly Furtado. But despite mixed reviews, the album reached number 10 in the Billboard 200 chart, further cementing Pharrell's place in the music world.
I never found the right thing to say in terms of an album, you know what I'm saying? Like I had all these great ideas, but nothing really made sense for an album. But now I realize that, now that I realize what I want to say, I can make the album. I always can make the album, but it'd been inappropriate to make an album and the title not be right and full of purpose. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel like I'm full of purpose, so it's like I can express myself and show motherfuckers that I can levitate.
He also formed a rock, funk, hip-hop group called NERD with Hugo and Shay Haley in 1999, and the band released their debut album, In Search Of, in 2001. And it gained a cult following for its musical fusion of genres and experimental sound.
What you may be wondering is why do we do many different types of music, and that is because we've studied under and we have paid attention and observed so many different styles.
Chad and I think for the most part, what we always tried to do was reverse engineer the songs that did something to us emotionally and figure out where the mechanism is in there. And as I said to you before, try to figure out if we can build a building that doesn't look the same, but makes you feel the same way.
Nerd continued to release music throughout the 2000s and 2010s, and their most recent album, No One Ever Really Dies, came out in 2017.
Why did it take you and NERD so long to make a new album? What is the reason? It was 7 years, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where you like, it just hits you when it hits you. I don't think that, I mean, for me, I just can't make things for myself. I'm so much better at working with other people and producing and writing songs for other people because they inspire me. I don't inspire myself. I'm more like as a producer, I'm like a mirror. Like, I'm the guy that's like showing you who you are and interesting sides of yourself we can put on a record. But in that same analogy, how does a mirror see itself in the mirror? Like, so
It sees a lot of mirrors.
I get lost.
Yeah.
In 2013, Pharrell achieved global success with two of the year's biggest hits. The topical and somewhat controversial Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines and Daft Punk's incredible Get Lucky. Both songs showcase Pharrell's distinctive vocals and his unique production style, earning him multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year for Get Lucky.
Different.
And the following year, Pharrell released his second solo album, Girl, which featured the chart-topping song Happy. The song became an international anthem of positivity, earning Pharrell an Academy Award nomination for the Best Original Song.
All right, here we go. You see? This is awesome. Okay, so who's got the first question?
What's your all-time favorite song?
My all-time favorite song changes all the time. I think my favorite experience with the song has been Happy, but that's because of you guys.
Do you think you're happier than your song?
Well, no one can be happy all the time. And you don't want to be happy all the time, because then you won't be able to appreciate it when you should, you know? It's like saying it should be a sunny day every day. If there's no rain, then you don't appreciate the sunshine, right? Sometimes you got to get wet so you can appreciate when you're dry and when you have a sunny day, right? The rain is good, right? Just like sometimes disappointment is good because we get to learn things. And so once that's over, we learn our lesson, then we can return to being happy.
Now, in addition to his commercial success, he's also been recognised for his contributions to the industry with various awards and honours, including induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2020.
Acknowledgement is a blessing. Yeah. It lets you know that you exist. Hearing that from your peers, because that's what Songwriters Hall of Fame is, you know, it's your peers. It also makes me think about all of the people who open the doors and the countless sages and wisdom whisperers. I'm grateful to all of you.
Now, not content to just stay in the world of music, Pharrell obviously had a burning hunger to make his voice and his taste known in the international fashion world. He's been known for his bold and eclectic style, often mixing high-end designer pieces with streetwear and vintage finds.
When did your interest in fashion begin?
Oh, ever since I realized I didn't have it when I was young. And my other friends would come to class with like Jordans and all these other things. I would always say, man, if I get those, man, I would like see those in green, you know? And so when given an opportunity, I just started like doing it just because I was so appreciative to be able to do it.
In 2005, Pharrell partnered with Japanese fashion designer Nigo of the Bathing Ape fame to create the clothing brand Billionaire Boys Club and its sister brand Ice Cream.
When I went to his showroom, it was like, here's a guy that created this space. It's full on, like you're walking through his thoughts and his imagination. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm going, you absolutely lived out every one of your dreams and turned them into businesses. I was like, it exists. Like, this is a real thing. I was like, really standing there like, wow, life is good. Because I knew what I was about to go back to America and do, is wreak havoc.
With him?
Yes, and we did.
The brands quickly became cult followings, with their signature graphic t-shirts and bold prints becoming staples in streetwear fashion throughout Japan and around the world. Pharrell's collaboration with Nigo extended beyond clothing, as the two also teamed up to create a line of limited edition jewelry and sunglasses. And in 2013, Pharrell partnered with the multi-billion-dollar denim wear giant G-Star to become a co-owner as well as creative director. And the partnership focused entirely on sustainable fashion. And it was all about using his influence to encourage the use of recycled materials, innovative manufacturing techniques, making the world a better place.
So one, find something that you love to do. Something that you would do for free just because you were happy to be there. Like you'd be happy to be an intern. Number two, try to find like a vocation connected to it. Number three, if you can find a way to service humanity as well with that job, well now you have a dream job that you wake up every day and feel like you get paid for free and
you are also contributing to karma, good karma or goodwill. Like that's the reason why you start a business, if you're gonna start one.
He's also been a fixture on the international runways, collaborating with fashion houses such as Chanel. He appeared in a campaign for Chanel's iconic Gabrielle bag, alongside fellow celebrities Kristen Stewart, Cara Delevingne, and Caroline de Magre. And like a lot of creators and artists, his career in fashion has not been without some controversy. He faced backlash in 2014 for wearing a Native American headdress on the cover of Elle UK. He later apologised, of course, saying he was unaware of the headdress's cultural significance. However, of all the amazing things that Pharrell has done in the fashion business, nothing has come close to what has just happened.
Louis Vuitton tapping musical artist and producer Pharrell Williams as its new men's creative director.
The appointment fills one of fashion's most high-profile vacancies, one open since Virgil Abloh died in November 2021.
This isn't just a partnership, Becky. This is really, Pharrell is going to be an executive within Louis Vuitton deciding twice a year to do an entire men's line. It's going to be accessories, clothing, bags, etc. So this is a big job and a big bet for a big brand.
It's the countdown before my first menswear collection. And it's menswear, but like I designed for like humans, so it's something for everybody in it. So just get ready. See, that's so much better.
He's been named as the creative director for Louis Vuitton Men's. They've done a similar kind of thing they did with Virgil Abloh, tapping a popular figure from the world of the music industry to fill this high-profile designer fashion spot. But nothing of all the incredible accomplishments that Pharrell had done in the past with fashion, with his collaborations with Chanel, with Louis Vuitton, with Nigo, nothing came close to what happened when Pharrell's debut collection premiered at Paris Fashion Week on the 20th of June, 2023. Runway debuts don't get much bigger than Pharrell's first show. He took over the Pont Neuf, Paris's most famous and oldest bridge. He had an orchestra, all in white. He had a gospel choir and a veritable army of models and rappers and celebrities who walked the catwalk. And they were of various sizes and shapes and ages and denominations and sexual persuasions. It was a real kind of United Nations kind of army stamping along to the beats in the show. And the music soundtrack was incredible. It was all written and produced by Pharrell, all original music. We have entered a new age of spectacle, where the most loved parts of culture are being fused together. Sure, the clothes were a part of it, but this show was so much more than just about the clothes. And Bernard Arnault, the CEO of the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy Group, he was quoted recently as saying that Louis Vuitton doesn't sell bags. What they sell is culture.
It's a lot like making music. There's the basis, there's the other integral parts, and then there's like the way you finish it. Just a little touch of this or a little touch of that. And accessories, to me, do that. Every phase and every step is just as important as the beginning. One of the things that I wanted to do when I got here was I wanted to use damier as like a canvas to like communicate certain ideas. So we created Damouflage. Damier is the chessboard pattern that you see on LV products sometimes. It's like actually more classic. And so I wanted to bring it back and do it in a different kind of way.
The clothes had to compete with the star power that was on display, and we've never seen star power like this. In the front row there was LeBron James, there was A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, but the big two, I guess, that you never see at a fashion show were Jay-Z and Beyonce, sitting pride of place next to Zendaya, Naomi Campbell. Lewis Hamilton was there, Takashi Murakami was there, and all of Pharrell's musical peers, ranging from Dave to a reunited Clips, Pusha T and Malice, they all strode the makeshift runway. It was an almost unfair beginning to a fairly stacked Paris Fashion Week. I mean, how all the other luxury labels scheduled to present in the following days could ever hope to compare.
I think we are all naturally pluralist. I feel like a lot of times, like the media, the way they look at things, they put us in boxes. You do more than one thing. You do more than this. You're passionate about a dozen other things and really good at it. This is what creative people do. They don't just all do one thing.
You would think that's enough, you know, covering the worlds of fashion and music in the way that he's done, and working in films and collaborating with all these incredible artists. But not content to do all of that, he also strode into the incredibly complex and delicate business of beauty. In 2020, he launched his own gender-neutral, non-binary beauty label called Human Race. And it focuses on sustainability and inclusive beauty.
3 steps. It's always making sure like you have a good cleanser, always making sure that you have like a really good exfoliator and a great moisturizer. Teach your son that skincare and skin health is not a gender specific thing. It's a human, hygienic, and considerate, courteous thing. You want to take care of your skin. Your body is one thing and your face is another. I don't think we don't make much happen when it comes to creativity. We're just antennas and transistors.
Yes.
We're speakers. You know, we're just lucky to get the transmission.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that are like, you know, oh, this is a 9/8 time signature. This is amazing. That just feels like math to me. I think I get blown away by chord progressions that make me feel something I've never felt before. Like to me, chords are coordinates.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They like send you to a place.
Beautiful.
That's what happens when you get out of the way, when your ego gets out of the way of the creativity, something bigger than you can happen. I'm grateful.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What makes you so thankful?
Self-awareness.
Yeah?
You know, recognizing the gift that it is to be alive, the gift to be able to do what I love to do every day, the gift to be able to take care of my family, the gift to be able to serve, all those things. I'm grateful for all of that. I love music. Music is the key that's open, you know, it's the skeleton key that's opened every door for me, including this one right here. Who knew on the other side of chord structures that would make me emotional as a child would lead to this moment right here? Our success is defined by all the people who help you, all the people around you, all of the factors. You know, in the equation, there's an equation for success. You know, you yourself are only one part of it. There's a constellation of like many contributors to my success.
This man is a musical genius, and he's a workaholic. He don't never just have a studio by himself. He have this room with a top-notch rapper or a singer in this room, and he going from room to room, dropping off fly ideas and making records come together and giving the world a sound of love, peace, and harmony. You're a great producer, P.
Well, listen, bro, appreciate you.
The amazing Pharrell Williams. He's been a trailblazer in both music and fashion. He's continuously pushed the boundaries and set new standards for creativity and innovation. His impact in the music industry as a producer, a songwriter, and a performer cannot be overstated. And his influence on fashion has led to collaborations with some of the biggest names in the industry. And his commitment to social justice, sustainability, inclusivity has really set him apart. And as he continues to evolve and innovate, Pharrell's legacy will no doubt continue to inspire future generations of artists and creators.
What advice would you give to a young artist watching?
I would say believe in your direction and do it. Spend less time talking about it and more time trying to like perfect it and put it out there. And you know, if there's fire, the kids will sniff it out. They always do.